Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream, good to see you all. So what are we doing today? We're just going to continue with the Alchemy Overhaul, which I started yesterday. I've already made some reagents, or at least one new reagent. Done a bunch of work, started on the animations yesterday, so we're just going to be continuing on. I think today is mostly going to be focused on the animations and presentation, and if we have time, we may also just add some more reagents to the game. So I think, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wishlisting. So if you're interested in it, it's a dark fantasy roguelite auto battler. I'd appreciate it if you gave it a wish list. Also, I've got the Patreon here, which you can go to if you want to financially support the project. This top sponsor tier here has a couple of interesting perks. One, you will get a Steam key for the full game, for the full game. What am I trying to say? You'll get a Steam key for Alchemortis when the game launches, and your name will also be listed in the Alchemortis credits. So this is kind of like, you can view this as like a Kickstarter reward or like a early supporter, early sponsor reward. So yeah, definitely consider doing that if you want, and you only have to subscribe to this tier for 1 month during the development, and you will get those perks. So you can kind of view it as a pre-purchase. Of course, I hope you consider staying subscribed for multiple months, because I could definitely use the funds to purchase the music and all that stuff. But I also have my Udemy courses available for sale, so if you're interested in learning how to build games in the Godot engine, check that out as well. All those things are linked in the description below, and I also have the Discord available that you can join that's free, and so on and so forth. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. Hello, Emerson. Welcome. V, good to see you. Hey, nerds. Hello, hello. Clicker Tail, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Jack at Daytona, welcome back. It's time for Game Dev once again. Yes, it is. Hello, High Law. That's the spirit. Sweat on the brow. Time to overhaul the to-do list again. Seriously. There's going to be a lot more overhauls of the game coming, I'm sure, but we'll see. Hello, Meep. Next week, playtest. I'm aiming for Halloween, so I guess that's in 9 days. So we're going to try to get this Alchemy Overhaul done in 9 days, as well as all the other stuff that I have to do for the playtest. So we'll see. I'm not a nerd, I'm a vampire. Okay. Anyway. Let me see. I want to do something, but let me just show you. I've got some basic animations working. Hello, Ninja Link. Welcome back. We will wait for Godot to build C# here. We will wait. Okay, here. So I've got some animations in place. If I click this, it jiggles a little bit and then it pulls up with the roots. Obviously, going to add some particle effect. This board is not centered, so that needs to be fixed. Obviously, there needs to be an in animation for this as well. But this is one of the new reagents that I added, this Death Orchid here. And what this does is this will increase the alchemy board size. So this is your item that you're going to use to increase your alchemy board. So if I open up my alchemy here and I go ahead and plop that right in there, I can use this by itself, as you can see. Increase the alchemy board size when using alchemy can be the only alchemy input. So this can be the only thing on the board, and I don't have money, so I'll go ahead and give myself some. I throw it in the pot, boom, grows the board, and that is permanent now for the rest of the run. What else? I made some changes to how this whole thing functions. Previously, this whole thing had to be destroyed and recreated after every alchemy operation, but now when I do it, and I get my alchemy outputs here, as soon as I remove that, it will reset and it's ready to go again. So I can just use the alchemy multiple times in a row if I want. So there's a lot of rough edges, particularly around the presentation of these things, but I think that's not going to be too difficult to address and polish up. And then I think from that point, it's just a matter of balancing the alchemy costs, balancing the reagents. One thing that I'm concerned about is if the reagent is totally random. So like there's a reagent loot table that gets pulled from when you uproot this plant here. And if this is just one of many items, then it's going to be hard to increase your alchemy size. So I may actually want to add some kind of bias into the game, like 50% at least of all of these type of reagent nodes need to have at least one death orchid here. But we'll figure it out. So there's going to be a lot of balancing to do. I gotta, improve the presentation of these things. But I think that's all doable before the playtest. So we're just going to march ahead. And I surprisingly have quite a few ideas, mostly with all of your help on all the reagents that can be added. There's all kinds of interesting ways that we can modify the alchemy output. So one could, let me zoom this in. So one could create a totally new output card as an alchemy. There could be a reagent that preserves only poison abilities, preserves only heal abilities. There could be one that removes a random ability from the input pool. Has a chance to double or nothing your currency, chance to add echo. So I think there's all kinds of interesting reagents that we can make that will hopefully give the player a little bit more control over their alchemical outputs. So we will try that out. And then, so this increased control with the reagents, along with the alchemy now costing blood, I think should make the alchemy just more interesting generally. So we'll see. That's why I want to get it done for the playtest to see how all of you feel about it. And hopefully you feel good about it. And if not, then we will redo the system again, I guess. I don't know. Let's not think about that right now. Anyway, don't cry no more. I'm here. Well, I wasn't crying, but welcome. welcome. Ariane, good to see you again. Satisfying. He's cheating. Who's cheating? That's cool. I'm glad you like it. Good morning, Asymmetrics. Welcome back. So I think in order to make this animation testing a little bit nicer, I mean, I can obviously view the animation in here, but in order to make this a little bit nicer, I'm going to make this reagent container runnable as a standalone scene. Which actually, do I even need to do anything? Maybe not. Let's just try to run this scene by default and see what happens. Oh, I do need to change the position, and also it doesn't work because there's no reagent configuration, right? Okay. So let's do a couple of things here. I'm going to go to my enchant container, setup test. Okay. If this dot is current scene, oops. We're going to create this setup test function. Alrighty. Oh. Okay. Try place. What am I doing? Position equals vector2.right times 200. Let's just do vector2.1. I guess I didn't really need all this. Set configuration. New reagent configuration. I just need to add the RNG here. What in the heck? Oh, it's a constructor argument. All right. Let's see if that works. Can I get a reagent card as an output result? I don't know yet. Maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see. You cheated. You gave yourself blood for the alchemy. Oh, I did do that, didn't I? Card loot table manager instance is not valid. Can I do this then? Can I do game debug.create? Let's do create. Well, let me see. All right, I have to do some setup here. Hey, Sharima. Sharima, come here. Why are you screaming? Why are you screaming? This cat is just going nuts right now. All right, we need to load the card loot table manager. Oh, okay, well that's easy then. I actually don't need a UID for this. We don't need to do this. We'll just do new card loot table manager. Bam. Okay. Game debug, create card loot table manager this. I hope that will work. We're just trying to get this scene to run standalone. Okay, there we go, it's working. So now I can just test the animations and positionings and stuff in here, which is going to be a lot nicer. So the first issue here is that this board container is not centered. So I'm going to want to do that. How am I going to do that though? That's a good question. This board container needs to maintain a central position at all times. Is it enough? I wonder if it's enough to add a center container here. No, that's not going to work. Keeps all the child controls in the center at their minimum size. Whoops. So I think what I'll do is I'll put center container here, put the reference rect under there. The board container can be elevated past this point. Okay. I'll play the animation. So yeah, I basically just want to I think I want to create another control here. Create another control, put the board container there. This control here well, what can I do here? Container sizing. Maybe I'll take this reference rect. Let's see. This is a 69. 69, nice. If I do 69 like that, and then here we just do top center. Wonder if that's going to be okay. What happens if I extend this? Oh, that kind of shifts everything down. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tricky, but let's see if that just works. I doubt it, but we'll see. It did not work. It's still not centered. What in the heck is going on? Okay. Let's change this to a margin container. Okay. I may just wrap another margin container here. And then do a negative margin top. Let's see if that works. I don't know. Oops. Margin container. It's not weird to always have extra blood on you just in case, right? Hi, Cyan Lamb, your annoying subscriber back again. Hello, Leo Dev, welcome back. Bloodletting in a YouTube stream? How dare he? Yeah, this is a not family-friendly YouTube stream, I guess. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. That actually looks pretty good. I want some of the roots to be shown. I may actually move it down more, actually. What does it look like if it's moved down more? Yeah, I think that looks fine. Okay, so now it's being centered. That's good. It should be centered regardless of what the size of the output is, which I could test relatively easy if I just increase the size of these things. Is it always picking 3 orchids? I only have lead ingots and those orchids. Oh, there we go. I think that's going to look good. I'm just going to do a little bit of a change though. Reagent growth. I'm just going to artificially increase the size of that card. And we'll see what happens. It should stay centered no matter how long it is. Yeah, see, it's not centered anymore. So why is that not being centered? I think it's because this reagent container... I think I almost want to... Because I think when this extends... So I can actually test this. If I do times 2... No. Times 3... Yeah, I don't think maybe this reagent container needs to be bigger. Sharima, can you stop? Do you hear my cat? Can you hear my cat going in the background like that? Hello, Leo Fix. Oh, Leo Fix, welcome. Welcome to you and your maniacal laugh. Sharima, what are you doing? Come here. Come here. I don't know what her deal is. All right, so I'm actually going to change this size. Transform. I may just increase the size. 256. 256. That might be too much. We'll just make it super big like that, and then this reference rect here, we're gonna shrink center and shrink center here, and then we're gonna do the same for this margin container. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think layout, container sizing, shrink center, shrink center. No, I want to shrink begin. No, I don't want to do that. I want to shrink center for the board container. Oh, now this is going to get thrown off too. Why is this so difficult? I could change the size of this margin container actually, so... Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I need to make the minimum size at least 69 pixels, and then this board container needs to shrink there. Okay, I think that will work. Let's give it a whirl. There we go. So as long as it has enough room to expand, it should stay centered now. Now, what does that look like in game? Is that still going to be centered in the screen? Now, wait a minute. This needs to actually shrink. Because the roots aren't actually in the scene here. So I actually need to shrink this one. This needs to be 37. That'll work. And then this margin container with the board here. Well, now that's going to be all messed up again. I'll just do this, whatever. With a margin top of like however much I need. All right, let's try again. I heard just a little bit, yeah. Okay. That seems to be working. Okay. I think that'll work. If I need to make more adjustments, I'll make more adjustments. But for now, I think that's fine. Okay, so we got everything loaded up correctly. Let me make sure to change this back to 2 by 2. All right, so now we need to handle some more animations and whatnot. So there's a couple things. It needs to animate in. It needs to animate in and then animate out. Positioning. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm going to need to probably just need to cut this part. Sharima, what? Okay, hold on. Let me help her. Okay. So let's open up a sprite. I need to cut these parts out so I can individually animate them. So here's my reagent. So this background actually needs to be broken up into multiple different things. So probably just want to take this group and this group so I can animate those separately for the in animation. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just take this and I'll just rename this one to background left and this one to background right. Okay, and then we can export those, export layers. Cool board background, thank you, Monkey Software, welcome back. Did that card just expand to a larger size as well? Yeah, I turned it up just to test what happens if cards are larger. Hello, Rookie Tookie, welcome, welcome. Say hi to your pet from me. Chat says hi. Oh, they're gone. Where'd they go? These cats are like little goblins. They disappear, they reappear, they knock something off the counter, they disappear again, they shout from the shadows. Okay, so UI Reagent, so we've got background right. Where's my background left? Did it really not export the background left? Sometimes Godot doesn't pick up the changes for some reason. So let's fix that. What on earth is going on? There we go. Trigger a re-import and then it finally gets it. All right. So we're going to need this background left. We're going to need this background right. We'll put these under the visuals node. Put these behind. Okay. So there's our background left. There's our background right. These are going to need to be background left root. Okay. And then we're going to add node 2D, background right root. So what that will do is that will zero out the transforms here. So now what I can do is I can animate this, slide it in, and I just need to tween it basically to position 0, 0, and it will go right where it's supposed to go. I need to do the same for the plant. Is this 0, 0? Yeah, that's zeroed out as well. Okay. So I think, yeah, I just need to do like a play in animation now. We do need to get references to these though. So we have background left, background right, and plant. Private sprite 2D, background left, background right, and plant. Okay, then we're going to do a play in here. So let's do public async void play in. Visual utilities dot position node off screen. Background left. Okay, and then we're going to set up a tween here. We're going to do clickable control dot add input lock. Okay, we're going to do tween equals create tween. Do I need this to be an async? I don't think so. Oh, say, okay, so tween.tween position of do I want to do this? Tween.set parallel. Tween.tween position of the background left to vector 2.0 over 0.5. Transition tween.transition type dot cubic set ease type dot out. We're going to want to do background right and plant, but then we want to do delay here. So set delay 0.1f, set delay 0.2f, tween.chain, tween.tween action, clickable control, remove input lock. So in the reagent event state machine, we are going to do reagent container.play in. And then in the test here, we're going to do the same thing. But I'm also going to do this. I'm going to do get tree create timer 1f dot timeout plus equals kerbalam. All right. Let's see what that looks like. Right, I forgot to get rid of this background. Delete that. Okay, let's see. That doesn't seem right to me. I think I did this wrong. Okay. Doesn't seem right to me either. See what it looks like in game. I don't think it's being positioned off screen correctly. Oh no, it works. Okay. I wonder why it's not working in the test. That's right. So that slides in very nicely, and then we're going to want to do some stuff here. Why did that not work? Oh, I hid the margin container instead of the board. Okay, so yeah, we're going to add some particles to that now. And we need to do an out animation as well. But let's do some particles. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to delete this. Okay. Add in animation for reagent. Okay, so that's done. Let's do some particles. So I definitely want to do some leaf particles here. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to... Maybe I'll just put the particles in here. Doesn't need to be super fancy. I think I'm just going to draw a couple of leaves in here. Very basic. Okay, there's one. Since these are particles, these don't need to be super good. Because they're going to be moving around. They just need to give the impression of leaves, that's all. Okay, and then we'll do a third one here. Okay, that'll work. Take all those, outline them. Reagent. I think it's called, oh, let's see. Choose file. Assets, effect. Let's do particles. Particles, reagent, leaf. Okay, that should work. And now let's get the particles in place. Texture, material, new canvas item material, particles animation, 3 H-frames. If it walks like a goblin, yeah. Are you using Windows 11? If so, are you considering migrating from it? I am using Windows 11, and no, I'm not considering migrating away from it. I'm okay. I don't have any problems with Windows 11. My biggest problem with Windows 11 is that I can't move the taskbar to the top of the screen, which is how I used to always use Windows before Windows 11. So But yeah, Windows 11 is pretty much garbage, but it's okay. It's my garbage. Right, buddy? I would love to use Linux, but I've already said before that it's just there's too much headache involved with using Linux. Windows is basically just like plug and play for me. I basically have no issues with it, so except for just like weird design things. Start all back for that. Yeah, I don't like using the third-party apps that like screw up with the Windows registry and everything, because then all it takes is one Windows update and it just like breaks everything. May Allah grant your game success. Thank you, Mio Leo Dev. Hello, Polaris. Welcome, welcome. I love my garbage, yeah. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? Particle process material. Why is that over there? So I'll move this in a little bit, but basically I just want to do like a handful of particles with the explosiveness set up quite high. Lifetime can be maybe 1.5 seconds. So what I'm trying to do is like I'm going to do a quick burst of leaves and they're going to damp and then they're going to fall down. That's what I want to do anyway. We will see. So spawn, position, sphere. Let's do a 16 radius, I guess. Why is that? That doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't look like a. It doesn't look like a sphere. It looks like an elliptoid. Anyway. So the initial velocity, we're going to do something a little bit aggressive here. Ups. 200, and then in the direction we'll go up in the Y. Okay. So now we need to get some damp. First of all, the acceleration needs to be rather high for the gravity. But I need some damping here. Damping. Cool. All right. Animated velocity, angular velocity. I think I can kind of fake. Let me see. I think I can fake this leaf wobble. Oh, that doesn't help. I still don't understand how these curves work, honestly. Is this a multiplier? This might be a multiplier. Okay. Display scale. We want to do the scale in and out for sure. Kerblam. I would love to actually turn down this gravity. I think that'll be fine. This is going to be one shot now. And then when I do the animation player, what I'll do is keyframe this to on. So when it plays, yeah. And you can imagine like the sound effect being like a really crunchy leaf sound effect. And I think that would look pretty good. But let's see how it looks in game. Obloid. I actually don't know what the term is. Azir, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you want to sit with me? Do you want to sit with me? Azir, what are you doing? Up. Say hi to the stream. Oh, no? Okay. Yeah. You're the star of the stream, buddy. Don't tell him I said that, though. Okay, yeah, that looks great. I think that looks good. So we need some dirt particles now. I almost wonder if I should just cheat. I have in the booster here, I've got some dirt particles, or stone particles, I guess. I kind of just want to... I might just copy this, honestly. Copy this, paste it here. These can probably go in front. It's going to be here. We're going to want to make this unique, though. Let's make this unique. And then the particle process material, make unique recursive. Okay. I'll probably turn down the number of particles. And also I'm going to change the spawn radius of the sphere here. Yeah, we'll see if that works. Okay. We are going to keyframe this right there. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe we'll turn this up a little bit. Start an indie game jam for 7 days, in which you will play the top 3 games. I may do that. I may do that. I've got a lot on my plate right now, but that's something that I'd like to do in the future. Maybe when Alchemortis is closer to release. But yeah, I've just got so much to do. I'm going to turn up this velocity as well. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Doesn't need to be super fancy. Okay, now the next thing is I need to change the... let's do this. Node, let's do a marker 2D. Card animation root. Reset. Just slap that there, I suppose. Okay, so this play drop animation from origin. Okay, so this needs to be that card animation root dot global position. Alrighty. So previously the cards are flying in from the top left of the screen. Now they should be flying in from like the root system here. Yeah, there we go. That works. So now when I empty this inventory, it needs to not just disappear, it needs to fade out. Add particles to uproot animation. Okay, we're getting there. So now we got to do the out animation. Private void play out. No. Public async void play out. Var tween, or no, we can just do this, I think. Visual utilities dot fade out. Background left. Background right. Plant. Do I have roots? Visual utilities. Fade out roots. Board.kill. And we'll just slap in a weight on this last line here. And then in the reagent event state machine, enter state cleanup. I don't know when I'm supposed to do this. Enter state cleanup. Okay, I do the animations first. Okay, so I do the animations first. Await reagent container dot play out. Task. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Empty these. Ooh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? There's a little bit of a flicker here. Wonder if it's related to the board. Interesting. Yeah, there's that little chunk right there. That might be related to the board, maybe? We're gonna have to figure that out. What happens if I do this? Board.visible equals false. Wonder if that flicker will go away if I just make the board invisible. It's not gonna be a permanent solution, I just want to see if that's what's causing it. I should empty my test card so I have room to just quick move all these. No, that's still flickering back. Why is that happening? So it's not a problem with the board, that's good. I'm looking tired and a little lazy. Something happened. I don't know if lazy is the right word. Tired, maybe. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, why is that? I don't know why that root is flickering back. Why is that happening? Oh, I called fade in. That's why. This should fix it. There we go. Nice and neat. Okay, so the reagent is basically done. I mean, I need to add sound effects to it, but this whole interaction and animation sequence is working now, which is great. Very nice. Alrighty. Nothing that a Big Mac can't fix. All right. All right. Okay, so let's do this. What am I doing? Play out animation for reagent event. I think that's basically it for the reagent. I still need to add a proper map icon for the reagent. So I still need to do a proper map icon for the reagent. What else needs to happen? I need to do a bunch of work with the alchemy next, I think. And then we need to add more reagents. But maybe instead of focusing more on the animations and stuff, I think maybe we'll just go ahead and add some reagents. I think that would be cool to see how that would work from a technical perspective, how to get some of these to work. But yeah, I think the reagent event is basically done now, minus the sound effects and whatnot. So we're going to want to, yeah, let's just do some new reagents here. I think it would be interesting. I kind of want to do like gold as a reagent, which will create a totally new card as an output. I think that could be interesting. Drink coffee or energy drink? Should I order it for you? Thank you. I did have coffee this morning, but have I tried Power Toys for Windows 11 yet? It has so many amazing features in it, like a color picker and even the search that Mac OS has. Even always on top options and so much more. Yeah, I've been a long time Power Toys user. Power Toys is great, especially, yeah, like the ability to just hit Alt space and then you can search your stuff in here, which is really nice. I think that's really good. Also, if you do like Windows Shift C, you'll bring up the color picker, which is nice for picking colors on screen. Yeah, it's very nice. I think if I do like, what is it? Control Shift Windows T or something? Shift Windows T. Yeah, so you could do like Shift Windows T. I don't know if you can see this, but you can extract text from the screen. So if there's like an image that you need to extract copyable text from, that's very handy as well. Power Toys, yes. So yeah, we're gonna do, I might do some gold as the next reagent here. So let's do that when I come back. So I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break. When I come back, we're gonna add a gold reagent, which will create a totally random new card that was not part of the inputs. So the way that the alchemy works is that the cards that you get back, the card art that you get back, can only be cards of one of the input types, but I think it'd be interesting for gold to be able to output a type that was not part of the inputs, I think. So we're going to try that, and I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and we'll continue on. So I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Okay, let's create some gold. Hopefully I can actually draw this in a nice way. Card creation tool, gold. I'll just make it 1 by 1. Create. Go into Ace-Sprite. Card. Gold. Gold.Ace-Sprite. Load default palette. New layer. All right. I'm going to try to do something very basic here. I'm just going to make it like a clump of gold. Let me see. What does gold ore look like? Gold ore. Okay. Well, we're going to try it. Problem is I don't really have like a gold color, so I kind of just have to I don't know, budget a little bit. I don't know. Maybe? To make gold more controllable, maybe have it create a card of the same type as the input cards. Alchemical minion weapon and so on. Oh, interesting, yeah. Also, eyes, yeah. Well, I think this is passable as like a gold nugget or gold ingot. No, it's not an ingot, but gold ore or gold nugget, something like that. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. Alrighty, gold. So we need this to be alchemical reagent. Okay, so we've got gold. Now we need to make an ability that creates a totally new card as an output. So I've been doing these in a kind of weird way. These are implemented as abilities, which is interesting, but they're just very bare bones. So I'm just going to call this Alchemy. Alchemy unique base card. a random card type will be present I don't know how to word this, that's the thing, but we'll just get it working first and then I can figure all that out later. So I have this Alchemy manager now, and this is where I have to do a bunch of weird stuff. So let me think. Card IDs, card definition resource ID. So I think in here what I want to do is I want to do something like if cards.any well, I want to count them actually. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I'm actually thinking about changing it a little bit. Instead of just changing the base card type, I think what I can do with gold is I can have gold transmute into a different card before they all get mixed together. So the card, so the gold will get added to the pot, but then what will happen is that it will basically invisibly transform into a different card as an input. That might be the best way to do it, actually. I think that might be the best way to do it, actually. So instead of doing this, let me think. So I actually want to add for each var card in cards.where card get post base composed abilities of type alchemy. Type any. Okay. Let's do this. Var adjusted cards is equal to. Let's do this. Let's rename this to, well, let's do this actually. Cards is equal to input cards. I'm going to rename this to input cards. We're going to do list base card. Cards is equal to input cards. Then in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do random card, create card, get. I need to do card loot table is equal to this dot get card loot. Oh, and I don't need to do that. Card loot table manager dot. Pick modified cards. I think I have an issue in here. Hold on a second. Maybe it's okay, actually. Pick modified cards. RNG is matthewtil.rng. Count is equal to 1. Additional input count is equal to this. Count. Allow duplicates true, right, and then we can do for each. What am I missing? Let's do this. If additional input count is greater than 0, put this in here. Oh, I probably need to... Oh, shoot. Let's move this up. For each var card in additional cards. Card.setTier matthewtil.rng .randiRange. So if the gold is adding a new random input, it should probably be in the range of the tiers of cards that you're adding. Otherwise it would just be tier 1 all the time, which might be bad. So we're grabbing some additional input cards based on how many gold there are on the board. We're going to pick some random cards from the loot table, and then we're going to set each of those cards to have a random tier based on the inputs that the player gave. And then what are we going to do? I think that's it. We can just do cards.add range additional cards. And then everything else should just continue on from there. So this is getting a little bit messy, especially as I add more reagents. So I'm going to definitely need to rethink this data flow here. But I think for the most part, it'll be all right. So let's give it a whirl. Let's just add skeleton warrior. Skeleton warrior, gold, gold. Fool's gold could be entirely random. That's a good idea. Sounds like it'll be really complex given other types of reagents you were considering. I think it'll be okay. Good morning, Michael. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. Maybe use random card provider and add one card to the array. Right, yeah. That's what I'm doing. Sorry to AFK if I too late to do the eyes at V. I don't think so. Everyone already got a shares. All right. What if I bring fresh batteries? Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. So I need to fix that too. Actually, I don't even know why I did this. There's some gold there though. All right, let's open this up. Skeleton warrior and gold. It just outputted gold. Cool. Very nice. It has an empty ability here. That doesn't seem right to me. Oh, I didn't do gold correctly. Oops. Oops. That's why it didn't work. Okay. A random card type will be present, so that needs to change because that's different now, but that's all right. Only skeletons. Cool. Very nice. I don't think it worked. It is not working. Oh, I've got some errors here. Signal drag began is already connected. Huh? Oh. Okay. We will fix that, but why is the gold not working? I guess we'll have to step through this. I'm very AFK this week, so I might have missed this, but is there going to be a separate reagent bag or some same inventory as cards? It'll be the same inventory, yeah. It'll be the same inventory. Oops, I didn't do gold correctly. There goes the economy. I like the idea of having a juggle between ingredients and cards, flavorful too. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be interesting. And of course, I can always extend the inventory too with like meta progression or something. Okay, so the additional input count. One, that's correct. So it's going to pick an additional cards. This is a base card. What did it pick? It picked an Orbitoclast. Okay. Did I just get unlucky with it? Card IDs, gold, skeleton warrior, Orbitoclast. The gold is not being removed as an input component. So... probably should be consumed. But let's just see what happens. Okay, so it did work. It just gave me a gold as an output here. Probably should consume the reagents, right? Yeah, I think it makes sense to consume the reagents. cards is equal to cards dot where x dot card definition resource dot tags dot has flag card tag dot reagent. This needs to be not. So we'll filter out the reagents. Yeah, that'll work. Hello, Sam Studio. Welcome back. It's going well. How are you doing? Should consume the reagents. Otherwise, reagents such as guaranteed smallest output would always just give you a reagent back, more than likely. Right. There we go. So I got a slime out of it. So this would actually be a great way of getting new cards as well, if you've got gold. So let's rename this to transmutes into a random card type. Transmutes into a random card type when used in Alchemy. Yeah, that'll work. Look at that. It's just transmuting into random cards. Very cool. I like that. Oh, this... yeah, this is not working either. So these are all the same output types, but you see that they have this reset cooldown of one random enemy card. So that's kind of cool. Let me do something really quick. I want to test. Get my alchemy board size a little bit bigger. More gold. Oops, I just sold the wrong thing. I guess I'm not very bright. Are you serious? All right, now we can throw these into the alchemy. Don't have enough money, that's right. Bam. Throw those into the alchemy. Bam. It's also not consuming my blood, so that's a problem. But anyway, let's put these all in here and see what happens. Very cool. A phoenix that applies poison. Okay, I dig it. What happens if you just transmute all reagents with 1 gold in the group? So we could try it with the lead ingot. The thing about the death orchid is that it can only be the singular alchemy input. Oh, that did not work. I did not get any legendary mandrakes. Why didn't that work? Probably because I'm filtering out all the reagents before I do anything. Yeah. Legendary outputs. We're going to want to move this up before I filter. So this is going to become a mess as I add more reagents, but I'll probably end up restructuring that to some extent, just to make it clearer, especially as I add more reagents. But okay, so now we can try this. So do that. Do that. We can throw our skeletons. Oh no, let's just throw some gold in there and some legendary. Look at that. We've got some legendary stuff in here. Very cool. I like it. That's very cool. Awesome. Let me copy it. Okay. Okay, gold is done. I have a bunch of flavor text to add, but that's cool. I think that's looking good. So there's a bunch of issues with the alchemy still, but I'm going to rename this to Alchemy Unique. We're going to rename this to Alchemy Transmute Input. Alchemy Transmute Input. And then the gold here, Alchemy Transmute Input. All right. Let me just run that, make sure I didn't break anything. When it says random card type, I originally thought it meant like relic, ritual, weapon, not a random card, so maybe that's a bit unclear. Transmutes into a random card. Yeah, we can change that, no problem. I'm liking the way this is shaping up so far. Still a lot of issues to work through, but it'll get there. So I think that, I mean, the good news is like the alchemy overhaul is basically done. The remaining problems are just, I need to get this working more smoothly. There's some errors related to this. And also if I go into like an event and I bring up my alchemy here, that's kind of messy. So I got to figure out what to do about that. I think I'll just try to dim the screen, I guess, but I don't know how I'm going to do that exactly. Actually, I wonder. Let me try something. Remote scene tree. Drawer UI. If I turn the dimmer rect on, it doesn't do anything. Or does it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I think for the most part, like the technical side of it is done. Just gotta fix up some bugs, make the animations a little bit nicer, and just add more reagents, really. So hopefully I can get like 10 or so reagents in place before the playtest. And that will hopefully help out quite a bit. Or be interesting at least. So again, yeah, basically the idea is that the game is now going to lean entirely into alchemy. Or not entirely, but I'm going to make alchemy always available and make it so that you're going to have a really hard time beating the game unless you engage with the alchemy system. Because I think that's the main hook of the game, and so leaning into that is going to be very important. Re-alchemizing card throws signal already connected error. I need to disconnect signals when alchemy is finished. That was pretty cool though. They're going to be cards you can only get in alchemy. Yeah, I want to do that for sure. Like that elemental merge games where two things alchemize together creates a new thing. I think I want to do a reagent which will give you a chance to have some kind of output that is only a card you can get as an alchemy output. I definitely want to do something like that. Mandrake has I'm Pibble, wash my belly vibes. I don't get the reference. Will all the reagents be the same tags or will some be like relic reagent? That's a good question. I guess it just depends on what the reagents I have. So far, all the reagents are alchemical and reagent. Hide the alchemy button during the event. I want the player to be able to alchemize during combats. So if I allow the player to alchemize during combat, like not while combat is running, but like during the combat setup screen, then, you know, there's no reason not to allow it during all events, right? You could use a dither effect to give the illusion of things being made dimmer. I already have a dimmer that works. I'm not using dithering anywhere in the game, but it's a good suggestion. Simple, make a new bespoke UI that covers 80% of the screen, everything but the inventory window, just for alchemy, make it really detailed too. All right. I mean, that could be an option, you know. I'm not opposed to like alchemy going to an entirely different screen. It's just a lot more work, you know. I guess that means we need an achievement for beating the game without using alchemy. Probably. I can't even think about achievements right now. So much to do. All right, should we do another reagent or should we do some of these more technical fixes that I need to do? That's a really good question, Firebelly. That's an amazing question. You're so smart. Let's see. 10% crit to all outputs would be cool. There's this, I was doing some light research last night. There's this legendary universal solvent called Alkahest, which I think would be cool. I just don't know, like, what would the solvent do? I mean, that could be the one that removes a random ability from the inputs. So you could, like, have a chance to remove something that's not very good. But the problem with that is that I'm going to have a hard time communicating that to the player, I think. More reagents, more. That mirror does amazing journalism and Q&A. Achievement unlocked, ain't got time for achievements. He started to talk in third person. I'm gonna be like one of those wacky, crazy, like creative type people where it's like, oh, I was driven mad by my obsession with my book or whatever. I went into a deep 6-month psychosis because I was so in character. Let's see. I just started a new gacha that released last night, Chaos Zone Nightmare, and their card system and how things are upgraded and such reminds me of your game. They're stealing from me? They stole from me? I gotta talk to my lawyer. With the alchemy portion anyway. That is cool though. I'm hoping that my system is better. Yeah, hire a lawyer. How about a flintstone that adds fire damage to the output? That could work, yeah. Gotta release it. I know, I'm trying. I got psychosis from game dev and all I got was an alpha build, yeah. That's funny. We could do a flintstone. So I do have like add fire damage, I think. We could do that. Ah! Maybe I just call it Flint. Can I just call it Flint? I don't know. Okay, let's try that. I think that will be interesting. The reason I like that idea is because adding fire damage is cool, but also it's going to be a good test of adding an ability that yeah, it's going to be an interesting test of adding an ability in the alchemy. Let's try it. What in the heck? What in the heck? Flint. Load default palette. Okay. I think this will be relatively simple, but maybe not. Yeah, so it's like it's a dark stone. I'm gonna see if I can replicate that a little bit. It's hard to do with these colors, but I'm gonna make it work. ESL, but as far as I know, it's either flint or flint stone. Yeah, I think flint stone is more, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's more used when it's like being used as a tool, whereas flint is just the name that's used for the actual mineral. Will you total up all similar reagents and add just a single ability, or will you get like 8 deal 1 fire damage abilities because you use such a large amount of flint to the alchemy? Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, what do you guys think? Should it add guaranteed fire to all the outputs, or should it have a chance to add fire? What do you think? Because if it's guaranteed, then yeah, it'll just add as many fires as you have. But if it's a chance, if it's just one ability that gets added into the pool of abilities that could be chosen, then adding more flint is going to increase the chances that you're going to get more fire, right? Looks like a danger nugget, all right. It's hard to do with these colors. Should be a tagline for Alchemortis. Yes, seriously. Conditional one would be cool too, like having a chance to create a new ability if combined with ability A and ability B in Alchemy. I think Flintstone is one with the dinosaurs and the cavemen. Okay, well, this is not the prettiest thing, but I'm just going to rely on the fact that there's going to be a title on the card to communicate that it's supposed to be Flint. Alrighty. The turn cooldown and stuff doesn't matter at all. I'm just changing it just to add some interest. So now the question is, how is this tech going to work? I think what I might do is I might kind of copy this ability projector, or no. How many ingredients do you have so far? I have 3. The lead ingot, the death orchid, and the gold. But the death orchid is interesting because it can only be used by itself, because all that the death orchid does is it increases the alchemy board size. So it's the only allowed input. So it's basically just like a consumable item that you use to increase your alchemy board size. Too much RNG might discourage the uses of alchemy, but it's a common reagent. All it does is fail, then I don't see a problem. I'm of the mindset that the more minor abilities are fine being guaranteed. Add 2 or 3 guaranteed to hit. Yeah, okay. So we'll do something like that. I think what I'll do is I'll have this ability projector. I'm going to copy this, I think. But I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm just trying to think of how this is going to work from a technical standpoint. Alchemy. Added ability. Alchemy added ability. This is not an iTarget provider. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need this. Public void get added, or no, yeah. Base composed ability get added ability. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is what? This is a base card ability. Might actually move this. I really don't know if this is going to work. Additional explanations. Add additional ability explanation. Oh. Okay, well, we're not going to worry about that just yet. What are you missing? What are you complaining about? Duplicate internal. Oh. I don't know, man. This is kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts, but we're just going to make it work. I don't even know if this is necessary anymore. This should remove after alchemy. Yeah. I don't think it's necessary. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Okay, so now in Flint, what I'm gonna do. Ability builder.fire 2, new alchemy added ability, fire. Okay. So now we got to go to the alchemy manager and deal with that. So in here, this is where I'm going to need to do this. Var added abilities is equal to... Oh, I filtered out. Okay. Guaranteed added abilities is equal to cards dot select many card. Okay, so this is going to return a list of guaranteed added abilities, I believe. And then this abilities to add here, we'll just do this. Base card dot add composed abilities, guaranteed added abilities dot select. Do I need to duplicate it? What? I guess that's fine. Whatever. Oh yeah. All right, let's see what happens. Because it's alchemy, I would be expecting combining certain ingredients to get a potent effect, like there being hidden or discoverable recipes. Yeah, I might do that. We'll see. See how it goes. We're gonna do the playtest with all this alchemy changes first, and then see how that goes. Adds the following ability as a guaranteed alchemy output. So let's put 2 flints there. Look at that. It worked. Might as well just try it real quick. Oh wait, I don't have any combat to work with. Let's just turn off the generate test map. Now what happens if I upgrade this flint? Nice, it upgrades that ability. Very cool, so you can upgrade the reagents too if you want to. Oh, combat. Oh wait, alchemy time. It's kind of messed up, but it's okay. Bam. Bam. Sweet. It's working great. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it's a little bit messy. I'm not entirely sure about this approach that I'm taking here, but I think... Yeah, I would love to get rid of this duplicate internal. This is kind of not good, but I think it's working. Oh goodness, I've got a lot in progress here. Instead of chances to fail, you could add the demerit system where Flint adds 2 fire guarantee but 2 max HP or whatever. Player would need to balance things out. Introduces more decision time, may not want that. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can change any of these things at any time, so if it's too much benefit for not enough, if there's not enough strategic decision making, then we'll change it. But yeah, we got to see how the game feels with just the alchemy always available now with the new reagent system. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But anyway. Cool. All right. Fire-breathing skeletons sounds fun, yeah. I posted a link of the old Monster Hunter decoration system. Little gems you added to gear but couldn't ignore the cons. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I want to do that. It's all going to be based on the feedback, I think. But anyway, that's going to be it for the stream for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Very much appreciate it. If you're interested, please wishlist Alchemortis. I would love if you did that. It helps me a lot. And also you can join the Patreon if you want to financially support the project. Here I've got the sponsor tier, which will get you an Alchemortis Steam key when the game launches. So this is kind of like a pre-purchase. So you just need to subscribe for at least 1 month and you'll get that perk. You'll also get your name listed in the Alchemortis in-game credits. So that's very much helpful. You can also check out my Udemy courses. Those are linked below. And the Discord is free to join. That's linked as well. So check those out if you're interested. And yeah, thank you everybody. Great to chat with you all as always. And I'll be back at it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Again, I'm going to spend the afternoon just continuing to work on this system. I'll probably add a couple more reagents off stream. I'll polish up the errors with the alchemy, generally speaking, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. So hope to see you tomorrow and have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.